It took me 2 years to figure out my niche on YouTube. In this video, I'll be teaching you guys and showing you guys how to shorten that process, as well as how to find that niche for you and how to really monetize that niche for yourself under that umbrella topic. So let's get into the video. As you guys can see, I've invested in my mic. You know, the mic finally fucking came in, guys, and as well as my camera. But let's get English. Let's really get into the fucking. All right, my bad about getting distracted. Let's really get into the video. Number one, you are your own test dummy. Have you guys ever seen Clavicular? Right? He was bone smashed. He was hitting himself in the face. He was his own test dummy. If you guys are a barber, you guys cut hair. You guys ever start cutting yourself, right? You guys are your own test dummy. Whatever your niche is, you are your own test dummy. For me, I had to get out of, I was my own test dummy, right? But being the test dummy was football for me, to get out of football. That was my test dummy. That was me being my test dummy. You know, trying to sit there and hit my head a few times and try to, you know, my bad for the excess noise in the back. Wait. Wait, I'll be back. Alright, we're back. Yeah, so you guys are your own test dummy, right? If you're a barber, like I said, you guys start cutting your own hair. You're your own test dummy. For me, like I told you guys, it was football. For me, I kept hitting my head against football, man. So I had to sit there and, you know, disassociate myself from that sport to really find myself in my niche. But now I can really talk about what I went through in that sport and how to maneuver into the real world with that, right? So that's my niche, right? How to maneuver from your sport to the real world. That's my niche. Right, and that can I'm under the umbrella of personal growth in general. Right, that's my niche. So your own test dummy. Point number one. Step two. Point two. Trial and error, guys. Like I said, trial and error. It took me 2 years to figure out my niche. 2 years. 2 years. Right. So there's certain things you can do. Right. So there's such things as double niches. Right. So double niches would be things like gym content as well as motivation or mindset content. Right, which all fall under the umbrella of, you know, personal growth and, you know, well-being content, right? It's also cooking content and eating content, which all fall under the umbrella of food content, right? So there's things like that you guys can do if you guys don't want to, you know, just dibble and dabble in one thing, or if you guys just want to, you know, do one thing and rock it out then, you know. But I know I'm kind of all over the place with things. I do a lot of things in my life, right? So just doing gym content or just doing mindset content, you know, kind of didn't, you know, like I do a lot of things. So I wanted to make sure that umbrella I was under was very, very big in a sense. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, double niches, right? So, but trial and error, just keep trying. Like I said, you're your own test dummy. Keep trying, keep doing things. If you see growth in one thing, then you're meant to be doing that, right? If you see automatic success, you're meant to be doing that. And if you're not seeing automatic success, keep going. You guys will see success. You guys will see views. You guys will see something click. You just can't stop. With social media, you cannot stop. Like it's a non-stop job, right? Like what put it in perspective to me was I'll go sit there and mop and sweep my job, right? But I won't go sit there and put 2-3 hours into making my own content, right? So this is your business. Treat it like your baby. Really take pride in this. So yeah, this is not something you should not take lightly. This is your business. This is your life. So it's, you know, however you want it to look like and however you want it to be. All right. So point two, trial and error. Keep trying. Keep going. You got this. Point number three. Like I said in point kind of one a little bit. I was hard-headed, bro. I was very, very hard-headed. I didn't want to stop playing my sport, right? So I had to become the most disciplined version of myself, to speak on what I speak on now, right? Like I had to sit there and hop out of that sport and do all this self-work and, you know, going to the gym, reading all these books, learning all these things, you know, I did a lot of things you guys don't even know behind the scenes, right? Like in the dark. Nobody knows. Nobody really knows. Only you and, you know, yourself know, right? All the work that you put in when nobody else sees, right? So all the work that I put in and nobody else sees, man, I had to become that person that could sit there and speak like this to you guys and help you guys and guide you guys through these things, right? Because I didn't have nobody to do it. I was sitting here stuck and lost, you know, just like, I don't know if you guys were stuck and lost, but I was stuck and lost just like you guys, right? Like, I had to sit there and really put that work in to really figure out how the fuck I want to do this shit the next time. You feel me? So, yeah, you have to really become the person that's meant to be this. You have to feel like you deserve it because your subconscious mind, literally, whatever. Let me give you. I just read this book, and this just hit my head as I'm speaking to you guys. Your subconscious mind is like soil, right? So soil, whatever you plant, whatever seeds you put in there, or the things that you watch, the things you indulge in, the things that you do with your friends, these things will all grow, right? The more you do it, the more it gets watered, right? So only sit there and put good seeds in your garden, right? So if you're sitting here smoking weed, right, or doing bad things, you're going out every weekend, you're going to go fuck a lot of women, right? These things, every time these seeds get watered, every time you go do it, it's getting watered, so it only builds and grows and grows and grows, right? And it finally gets to a point where it's kind of hard to pull that root out of the ground, right? You get what I'm saying? Does that kind of make sense to you guys? So you guys have to be the most disciplined version of yourself to even become the person to even be able to do this, right? You have to set systems up as well. With your niche and doing YouTube, It's all about systems. Just like you're at your job, they tell you to go sit there and flip the patty, put the seasoning, get the bun, get the bread. It's systems, just systems in general. Things you should be doing, like how to go about things, right? So just create a system for yourself to help you stay consistent. Also know your schedule and the days that you're not able to do these things, right? These are all systems, right? And as soon as you know that, within a system, you kind of can tell where you're lacking or falling off at if you have a great foundation and system. So I really highly suggest you guys, have systems and track everything. Track everything. That's one thing I love about social media. When I played football, I would be going to 4 or 5 throwing sessions a day. I'm lying, right? But probably like 2 a day, right? I would go to 4 or 5 workouts a day. I was working out, eating healthy. I'm doing these things, and I'm working out. I'm stretching. Right? Watching film. But these things were never getting documented, right? That's one thing I love about YouTube. Everything that I do is documented. This is all proof of me doing this, right? All these videos are getting published. Like all the work I'm doing is getting published. I go to the gym, I'm recording that. It's getting published. People see I'm working out. People see I'm staying in shape. Just like Kai Snack, he tells you guys he's reading books, right? If you guys are on Kai's mind, right? He shows you guys he's reading books. All these things are getting published, right? That's one thing I love about social media. All my work is getting published. It's being seen and broadly, right? And I feel like I wasn't getting that. So kudos to social media for being here, But point number 3, you have to be the most disciplined version of yourself to even be doing the things that you need to be doing. Create systems, set systems, and track everything. Point number 3. And last but not least, point number 4, the loneliness of being a YouTuber or content creator. It's lonely if you're doing it by yourself. If you're doing it by yourself, bro, like I did it by myself, bro, you only gotta believe in you, bro. Just believe in yourself, bro. Believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. Believe in the purpose. Believe in the people you're trying to impact. Believe in the, like that's what I'm saying. You're your own first test dummy, right? So with this, I wish somebody was like me, talking to me right now, telling me, man, how to go about things like this, because I literally just went about it and didn't know how to get guided through this in a sense, right? So I always wanted a big brother in a sense of social media or how to go about life in a sense, right? So that's what I wanted. That's what I wanted, and I didn't have that. So I'm now I can actually speak on how to go about things and how to do things in life. You feel me? So yeah, the loneliness of doing it. But in the lonely times, you'll find who you really are, and you really find yourself. Maybe you need to go cut that girl off, go cut them homies off, go cut them homegirls off, bro. It's a lot of go cut everybody off, bro. Go cut everybody off. Don't listen to no outside noise, bro. Sometimes you gotta just really lock in and believe in what the fuck you're doing, bro. Because remember, your parents only know what the fuck they know. And if nobody else knows better, then they're going to only tell you what they know. If nobody ever sits there and learns more than what they know, they don't know nothing, right? So how can somebody tell you? They can only tell you what they know, genuinely, right? If I sat there and only became a doctor, could I tell you how to be a lawyer? No. Right? I never put myself in the headspace to even go learn that, right? I dedicated my time and attention to being a doctor, not a lawyer, right? But if I became a lawyer, I wouldn't be able to teach you how to be a doctor, right? So people can only tell you what they've indulged in and put their time, energy, and attention in. So people don't know what the fuck they're talking about because they've never even done it before, right? So genuinely, take your own opinion and take your own advice, and watch good mentors. Remember, it's a book called Rich Dad Poor Dad. You guys should go read it. Robert Kiyosaki did not promote this video, but find good teachers, people that you actually look up to and admire. Go learn from them. Don't learn from somebody you wouldn't actually take advice from. So yeah, it's very, very lonely, but in those lonely times is where you're building and working on yourself. Don't get discouraged. You're not going to be lonely for a long time. God will put love, blessings in your life very, very soon, but you have to go through these moments in time where you're just by yourself, nobody to talk to. Days is just hard, every day looks the same. You're like, damn, what the fuck am I doing this for? But you need these days, right? It's repetition. Kai used the best word. Not consistency, but repetition. I used to play quarterback, right? So the only way to get better by throwing a ball is by throwing a ball. You don't get, you feel me? It's consistency, but you start to feel the mechanics in your arm and release. You start to feel like you can throw it at this point to get it to this spot. You throw it at this point to get this arc to get a certain ball placement. You feel me? You only get better by repetition, right? Consistency, yes, but repetition is a better word. I love how Kai used that. So, kudos to Kai Snack. But that concludes today's video, guys. I hope you guys no. You guys are going to like, comment, and subscribe to this video. Make sure you guys follow me on all platforms. Link will be in this bio. If you guys have any questions on how to, really, find your niche or, how to really monetize your niche, DM me. I'm on my monetization journey right now. I will be monetized within the next 3 months. So, yeah. I appreciate you guys. You guys have a great one. God loves you. I love you. Yeah, just make sure you guys comment any questions. I reply to all comments. So, peace out. I love you. He loves you more.